Today's story, my mom, 47F, wants me, 19F, to give her a second chance to fix our relationship after she let her husband's daughters bully me throughout my childhood and I'm torn? Read on and tell me in the comments who was in the wrong. I, 19F, was 2 when my parents divorced. They shared 50-50 custody of me, which means I spent equal time with my mom at her house and with my dad at his. When I was 5, my mom met her husband and his daughters who were 1 year old and 1 year younger than me. He had shared custody with their mom, and during their 2 years of dating we went a lot of places together so we could all bond. At the time I told my mom I felt like I was being excluded by his daughters and it didn't feel like we were sisters. My mom told me that was my shyness talking, and she promised they loved me and we'd be sisters. During the wedding her husband's daughters pushed me into the drinks table and stepped on my dress, and when we were asked to take a photo together they stepped in front of me so I couldn't be seen. When it was time for a photo of my mom and her husband and the 3 of us, they refused to stand in the middle with me. I think I spent most of the wedding in tears, and by the end of the night my mom realized I was not getting over it super fast, and she told me not to stress because they were struggling with the wedding because their mom wasn't happy and we'd be back to normal when it was all over. But normal meant they walked out of the room when I came in, or it meant they made fun of me for things like my hair being frizzy or because I had to take extra reading due to a learning disability. It also meant they would exclude me from games with kids in the neighborhood, and when we were set up to play games together they would refuse to share with me. They used to argue with their dad over sitting next to me at dinner or in the car. They would actually lean into each other and away from me and would tell me not to touch them. My dad stepped in a lot to try and help me, but my mom would not listen to him. He tried to change the custody days around so I wasn't there when the girls were, but the judge refused to grant that. One time I got back to him and they had stuck 5 pieces of gum in my hair and he had to take me to get it all cut, which the girls mocked me for when I went back to mom. My mom then accused my dad of being abusive and aggressive because he yelled at her for doing nothing to protect me from the bullying. Other things they did was mess with, break or hide my stuff, and they would steal stuff they knew I really liked. The younger girl stole my favorite dress and gave it to one of her friends. They would spill drinks on my homework when I was almost finished. They even did it to my laptop when I had almost all my assignment done, and it was always intentional. Their dad never wanted to hear me talk about his daughters, and my mom would keep telling me it was all going to be fine and they loved me but had a hard time showing it. One of the scariest things they did was when we were on vacation together 5 years ago. We were forced to go explore together and they abandoned me intentionally. They didn't want to hang out with me, and I blame my mom most of all for what happened. But they really didn't care what happened to me. I was lost for the whole day, and even when others started to panic they gave 0 shits about my safety. They were telling jokes about the fact I might be dead, which they told me about and mom reluctantly admitted to. My dad brought that up in court and it was still not enough to get full custody of me or change the days I was there. So that's the full story. Drop your verdict below. Follow Twisted Justice for more Reddit drama every day.